So today I'm doing my review of Valley of Fear in Pennsylvania. Um, I went here about 20 years ago. It used to be an attraction that I would go to every single year with my dad because it was so good. And so I one year I went, I guess 20 years ago, and it was just terrible. So I stopped going. But this year I decided to check it out again. Um, it's been a while. Things changed, so I wanted to check it out again. First off, things definitely do change because when I used to go 20 years ago, there was never a wait to get in. I mean, it was always busy, but there was never a wait to get in. And this time, we probably waited like, I don't know, 45 minutes just to get in the attraction. And I don't mean the attraction like the Hayride, I mean like getting into the parking lot, which that never happened before. So I was actually very shocked to see that and kind of happy to see that because it usually means it's good. Um, so there's $5 parking when you do get in. And this place definitely built up, their area compared to what it was, 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you had the ticket booth and you had like a DJ and probably, I assume like a little concession stand. This time they had the ticket booth, they had the DJ still, they had a fire pit, they had beer and wine and food, kind of like a whole setup, and it was really nice. You can definitely come here and sit around and enjoy the fire and do all that stuff. And they also had a great photo prop area with these huge pumpkin people, which was also great as well. They did not have that 20 years ago. The tickets, I think, were $45, so we paid that. And they have 3 attractions. They have Miles Manor, One-Eyed Willie's, and Hayride. So we started, well, every year that I've been there, I always started with the Hayride because you're technically supposed to start with the Hayride because it lets you out at the houses. But yeah, we it was very, very busy that night, and they had told us to start with the houses. So we started with One-Eyed Willie's, which is the pirate themed attraction. Again, this changed a lot from when I was a kid going here. And first off, it was where the trail used to be 20 years ago. 20 years ago, they had those 3 attractions plus a wooded trail. This year, like I said, they only have the 3 attractions, but the pirate attraction is where the trail used to be, if you've been there. Because it used to be a very small attraction, very, very small attraction. And so we went on that. We did that, and I was actually very impressed. It was a really good walk. It was very dark. They had great use of the landscape, the darkness, the trees, everything like that. I don't remember if they had any animatronics. I know they did when you first walked in, but I don't remember if they had any inside. Either way, it was very well done. They had a lot of different sets, and it was again well done. And they had actors, but they didn't have a ton of actors, which was nice. They probably had 1 or 2 actors per set, but they were effective, and they did their job, and they weren't annoying. A lot of these actors can just be annoying. They were not. And I know years ago, after I stopped going there, they had a really bad fire. And I think it was at the One-Eyed Willie's or the Miles Manor. I'm not sure which. But there's no trace of it now, even though I don't know why there would be. It was, years later. And I just looked it up. It's actually Willie's Shipwreck Cove, it's called. It's the ghost of One-Eyed Willie. So take what you want from it. But it was really good. I would, if it was just that attraction, I'd be okay. Not for $45, but I'd be okay with it. After that, we did Miles Manor, which is the haunted house. And again, very good. They had effective, actors, not too many of them, not annoying ones. Um, and it was really good. They did a good job there. They had good sets, you know, they had all that stuff that was good. I will say for both of those, their spacing was not very good. With the group in front of us, the group behind us, and that was kind of annoying, but whatever. That actually with the Willie's one, the pirate one, we actually managed to stay back and kind of let them all pass, the people in front of us anyway. So that worked out. But for Miles Manor, you were kind of in that big group that you came in with. It was, again, good. I'd be happy, to do that attraction again. I honestly don't remember too much about it, other than that I liked it. But I honestly don't remember too much of that one. I don't know why, but I don't. And the last one was the Hayride, which had the longest wait, which I know from past experience and from, from past, it's my dog going all over me, that I know from past experience, the Hayride was always like the main attraction. Obviously, it's called Valley of Fear in the original Hayride, so it will be. And I know some people just buy tickets for the Hayride. So going into that, it was a very, very long wait. Also, they said that the 2021 production of the Hayride was all new. So I don't know what it was. I know what it was 20 years ago, but I don't know what it was 3 years ago, since they did say things changed and they redid everything. So we did the Hayride. It was all right. It would have been better if we weren't behind or in front of these very, very annoying people that were talking all through the Hayride. And, I don't know. They had a lot of good sets. They had, the graveyard set, the circus freak set. They had those things. But, when I remember it 20 years ago, I can remember things from that Hayride because they stuck, they stood out to me so much because they were so scary. I remember, this guy in this tiny or average, I guess, house that they built, and he came out and he had these long, long arms, and he was on stilts, and it was just the creepiest thing, and I still remember that, and that was from when I was a kid on that Hayride, so it used to be better. They didn't have anything like that this year, or probably in the recent years. It was okay, if someone was like, you have to skip something, you have no choice, I would skip the Hayride, which is kind of annoying because that's what they're like known for, or that's what they're selling themselves as. But it was okay. They had some good stuff in it. It's not like it was some terrible thing. Again, it would have been better if those annoying people weren't behind me, because then I could focus on the Hayride instead of people just talking about nonsense behind me and basically egging on the actors, which really annoys me because they're just doing their job. But, would I come back? I'll come back in like a few years. I would. But I wouldn't come back every year like I used to do, because I just don't think it's good enough to do that. But, yeah, I would come back in a couple years to check out, what has changed, what got better, what got worse. I definitely would. And I think $45 for the ticket, I don't think it's that bad, considering the two houses are really good. So I don't know. Would I recommend it? I probably wouldn't recommend it, but I would recommend it if you're in the area to check out. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Valley of Fear in Pennsylvania. And hope you enjoyed it. And subscribe and like. Bye.